about what it takes to make a marriage work. You can also put it this way: what it will take to fix your marriage. So beyond love, what can we do in order to fix our marriage properly? Because I know that love is essential, right? Love is what allow us together to be together in a marriage, love each other, to make some sacrifices, to make some compromise. However, we got some work to do in our marriage. So as a marriage coach, I often found situations where people just get married without fully realizing what it takes or the amount of work required to keep a household running smoothly. So they enter marriage believing that love alone is enough to build a strong relationship. Today's video is going to be a different thing because I'm going to use a real life situation to show you the common challenges many couples face, and I will also demonstrate how to address these marital issues by following the steps. So it's going to be a real life situation. My clients that came to me, I'm not going to mention their name, but I'm going to just paint the picture of what they were going through and what strategies they applied in their relationship in order to get them to the other side. So we're going to talk about the outcome of how their marriage turned to be, or turned out to be, when they implemented the strategies I'm going to be talking about or sharing with you in this video. So I'm going to invite you to stay tuned. It's going to be great. So it's often said that love alone is not enough. We know that love alone is not enough. It is essential, but it's not enough to make marriage to work. Marriage comes with a lot of work and responsibilities. You should know that by now. We are always very busy. And that is why marriage preparation is essential. And permit me to say something here. When we talk about marriage preparation, it's a lot of things. What are those things that we need to prepare? We need to prepare yourself. Because when you come to marriage, there are a lot of work you need to do. So there are preparation in the aspect of your maturity, mentality, your intellectual maturity, your physical maturity. So many things are required for marriage to work. It can be also taking some time to go to the marriage coach, who can let you have some insight and clarity about who you want to marry, or even some of the things that are not that you need to deal with in your own life. Okay, so marriage coach can help you have those insights. You can also have some other, because what happens in marriage is that two people that have problems will not come together to become husband and wife. And those problems they have, those individual problems, will not begin to magnify in the marriage with each other. And so if you are able to fix some of the things that are not well with you, things that are not going on, you think that will not serve you where you are going, it will be a long way to even have a lasting marriage. So it all starts from the preparation you make, the kind of attention you give to yourself. Okay, so that's what I want to talk about. Marriage preparation is a very good thing because we come with a lot of baggage. We have so many things, so many load on our shoulder, and then you come into marriage with those load. It's going to be a problem for you. So you have to get those load in your body out so that you'll be light to be able to walk through the marriage journey easily. So maturity is needed. So the journey of preparation for marriage in large is a journey of self-discovery. You know who you are, you know what you want, you know your interests, you know where you're headed. It also deals with growth. You are growing. And also transformation. You transform yourself to what you want to become. And so when these things are involved, it lays the groundwork for a lifetime of fulfillment and companionship and shared purpose. So, in marriage, we do a lot of different home activities and rules. We have structures, we have rules. Amongst all these things, we have bills to pay. We have education to sponsor, meals to prepare, children, and even your partner to take care of. You have cleaning to do, personal business to manage, family obligations, emotional connections to maintain, sacrifices to make, problems to solve, and the in-laws to attend to. And the list is endless. And so, if you're not prepared to come into marriage, the weight of this work that I've mentioned now will weigh you down. And so you cannot even do all these things I've said if you do not have the mentality of sacrifice, of compromising, of being flexible, or even adapting, changing, adjusting So all these things is what I'm going to be talking about today, because you can see how these problems we have that I have mentioned here became a problem, became a pressure to this particular family. I'm going to be sharing their life story together with you along the path in this video. So I need you to stay tuned to see what they felt the same pressure of this kind of responsibility in their marriage, and how they were able to come out successfully on the other side. Success in love and marriage requires both wisdom and effort. You are making good effort every day, and it requires wisdom to be able to enable you to think and make a very right decision. So it is crucial to know where to direct your effort, how to bring about positive change in your marriage. So wisdom helps you to navigate challenges, while effort drives growth and maintenance. So combining both this wisdom and effort, combining them together is very essential. So wisdom without effort may result in knowing what should be done, but failing to do or act on it. You know that you are supposed to do this in marriage. That if I take this step, if I change my life, if I take this step, if I do this, my partner will be happy, my spouse will be happy. It's going to bring on positivity, love, and happiness in my relationship. But you don't want to act on it. You know, you don't want to act on it. Or effort without the wisdom may even lead to actions that are misguided or even counterproductive. Okay, so applying wisdom involves setting goals. You are making set goals you want to accomplish, making compromises and fostering a positive environment. Effort, on the other hand, involves consistently working towards these goals that you have already set aside. You have made these goals, but you have to continuously working on them. It's going to be day-to-day tasks, making necessary adjustment. Okay? Then together, they ensure that the relationship is not only guided by thoughtful decision, but also supported by diligent work. And that's what I want to talk about today. Because one of the things a client told me that we have talked about these things. I and my husband, we have talked about what we need to do to make the marriage to work. I need effort in this aspect. I need your time. I need you to support me in this domestic work. But the person or the husband refused to comply. And so it's a problem. If you refuse to comply, you don't want to step up. You don't want to do anything. How do you want that marriage or your union together to move forward? It cannot be one person. Bearing the load and the responsibility in marriage cannot be carried by one person alone. So you both have to, be on the same boat together, on the same page together, in order to move your marriage forward. And both of you will be happy. And so if one person is not willing to comply or abide by the rules and discussion that we have made, it's going to be a problem. And that's why you have wisdom, but you're not acting on those things you have set aside to do. And so when we go through this life experience I'm going to share with you today, you can see how these couples were able to set these goals, and they were able to implement certain strategies that enabled them to, to overcome the pressure they were facing in their marriage. So couples need to understand that the weight of marriage, and also what it entails, and the skills and qualities and lifestyle, I'm going to mention it, a lifestyle that will help them navigate the marriage journey smoothly. Lifestyle is so essential. Not all lifestyles or behaviors or vision are conducive to a healthy marriage. And there is no one size fits all formula. This is all formula that is needful for marriage to work. However, there must be a certain type of lifestyle you need to put on. Lifestyle of making sacrifice, of complying, of listening, of saying something that you don't need or what you want, of communicating, of discussing. There must be a lifestyle you have to implement or bring on in your marriage for it to work. So the kind of vision you have may not be able to suit where you are in your marriage. So fixing your marriage requires to address the roots of your relationship. It will take time. It will take energy. It will take commitment, effort, and hard work, and even patience. Patience is also needed. You need to apply patience, kindness, compassion, so that other people will be able to rise. They may not be able to walk at the pace you want them to walk, but with this kind of things I've mentioned here, everybody will walk. We begin to walk and walk towards the same goal. So there are certain fundamentals or basic strategies couples must adopt and practice to build a happy, successful marriage with their spouse. It's very essential. And one of these fundamentals that they need to apply, number one of it is communicate or communication. Being able to communicate their needs to each other. Being able to have that harmless conversation, discussion about what they need to change or what they need for each other. About the areas they need their partner to step up. So at times, couples may just be going through marriage, but they may not even, the other person, the husband, may not even have that mind to say all the things he needs. In fact, men have this kind of problem, if I may say. Some, not everybody. They find it difficult to say what they need, to verbalize what they need in their, what they need from their partner. Their needs cannot be communicated because of maybe fear of judgment, or they will not be taken seriously, or because of what has happened before in their life. Being able to communicate that need, that's what they want, what they don't like, or the area they need support, may be a difficult thing. And so if you are passing through that situation, by the time we discuss about the strategies you need to imply or need to implement in your marriage, you will see that it will be very easy for you to be able to start practicing it, even if it's at a low scale. That communicating and voicing out what you need, you see how it's going to transform your marriage at the end of the day. And so communication is not just about saying what you need, but you have to say them with respect. You are respectfully communicating your needs. You are showing compassion when you communicate. It's so essential. So the partner feels heard and they feel understood, both person, okay? Everybody is saying what they need and stepping up when you are being told or when those discussions are going through, okay? So understanding each other's expectation can help fulfilling those needs that you want. I understand the expectations, I understand what you need, it will help us to move forward, all right? And so some of the things you are not communicating today might even generate a bigger problem, or even the things you keep quiet about, things you see and you're supposed to say. If you don't say them, it may also be a problem along the path in your marriage. And if you don't say them, your needs, your feelings, you don't share them, at the time you get overwhelmed and you burst out. And so make sure that you are practicing daily communication. Your needs, your purpose, your expectations, your goals, whatever it looks like, sexual needs, whatever needs it is your wife. Be vulnerable, you are open to share and let people step in to help you, to hear you out. It's going to change the way your marriage or your union look like. It's going to change how everything revolves around your marriage. So you still need to have that kind of. The second thing you need to talk about is, which is very essential, is connection and support. So the first one is how you communicate. Let people understand who you are, understand where you're coming from, understand your goals and your expectations. The second thing you need to talk about is strategy, or is connection and support. Is another fundamentals you need to implement for your marriage to work. You connect and you support each other. So you build intimacy by prioritizing your spouse. Very essential. They come first. I prioritize my husband and he prioritizes me. These two things must have to be together. Okay? When we prioritize each other, it increases intimacy in marriage. It fosters love. It fosters closeness. It fosters emotional closeness. It fosters physical connection and deeper understanding of each other. And so we cannot do without that. So you are connecting. Anything you want to do, no matter how little it is, you want to implement, you want to bring it on in your marriage, it's going to change how everything revolves around the marriage. Show by action that you admire him or her. Okay? You support each other's growth and advancement. That's when it comes to personal and professional life. How am I supporting my husband? Or how is he supporting me? How is he helping me to achieve my professional goals? It's very, very essential. Okay? So for you to have a phenomenal marriage, you have to give your spouse and your marriage the highest priority in your life. They have to come first. That is what builds connection. Because we need to connect in order to stay together. Right? And so for us to do those things, those small baby steps, small things we do, is what that will lead to connection. So if I don't prioritize you, it means that I am going to take decision without minding if it affects you negatively or not. I'm going to take actions without minding if it is going to support you or not. And so when I prioritize you, I know that you come first. Then every other thing revolves around you. Okay? So whatever is important in our marriage is that we prioritize each other. It increases connection, intimacy, and closeness. And also the question I'm going to be asking right now is, are you willing to change your priorities? Because your priorities might be different things. It might be your work life. It might be anything at all. I don't know what it got inside of you that you prioritize. But changing your priority can change everything. Marriage is being watered and nurtured. And quality time is also needed. So it's up to you to know what you need to prioritize and what you need to invest in your marriage. So to love, the third thing we need to talk about is fundamentals we need to imply or implement in our marriage is adaptability and flexibility. You are adaptable. You change, you adjust. Nobody plans it. But as we go in life, as things are unfolding, we have to make adjustments in order to accommodate everybody's needs. You need to do it. Either when you are asked or not, you see how things are evolving, then you have to make some adjustments. Both of you are making adjustments to accommodate everybody. It's very essential. Okay? So to love properly, you have to change the behavior that needs to be changed and maintain faithfulness and commitment. You are faithful, you are committed. Recognizing that certain foundations and backgrounds may not support your marriage and you have to adjust accordingly. That's what it is. Now, having mentioned about 3 or 4 fundamentals you need to implement in your marriage for it to work, for it to fix, I'm going to tell you how these things I've mentioned here, how these 2 couples were able to implement these strategies, and we're going to see the result of their marriage. So Emily and Michael are a couple in their early 30s. So they both are dedicated to their professional life, and I know professional life is very demanding. Both of them have very demanding careers. And of course, we need this in order to keep our life moving. We need to work, right? It's essential. It's advocated that we work. But, Emily worked as a project manager, and Michael, on the other hand, was a software developer. And so they are also raising 2 young children. So you can imagine full-time work for each of them. 2 of them are doing their full-time work, and also having full-time work for raising 2 kids. That's all big responsibilities. You will know that. So initially they managed to juggle their professional responsibility with family life. But over time, they began to feel overwhelmed, which is expected. Of course, stress, everything, your energy is being, the family are suffering because they hardly spend time together. And I know that some family right now will resonate with what I'm talking about today. Because of our busy schedules of life, we really find it difficult to have good time or quality time to spend with each other. It's not intentional, or we're not doing it because we want to do it. It's what we find ourselves, it's the situation we see ourselves. And so, how do we navigate through this problem? So their work schedules were so unpredictable, and there is also a constant rush between office deadlines and family commitments, left both of them completely exhausted and stressed. So we can resonate with this kind of story. Emily often had to work late into evenings, and Michael's, on the other hand, required him to travel frequently. So they left them struggling to spend quality time together as a family and even more as a couple. So it's a big challenge. So these young couples found themselves arguing about who should handle which household house chores. And their personal time together became increasingly rare. So they don't have time to spend with each other because they don't even come home together. Alright? So their relationship started to suffer under the weight of these pressures. So if you are in this situation, what are you going to do? That is the whole thing. Because I know that this situation is very common. We go through this together. And if these things are not handled well, if these stress and pressures are not handled well, it could yield to different things. It could, get to the other level where we cannot handle things. So at this level, you can feel that your life needs a change because things are no longer working. You're feeling stressed, you're feeling pressure, Both of you are feeling irritated, you don't know what to do, you don't know, as if you are stuck. So there has to be a turning point. You need to know that at this time, I need to do something before things get out of hand. Otherwise, your marriage will risk, falling apart. And there can even be some mental problems when you cannot handle so many things. So in order to keep things stable and be able to handle the issues they've got in their relationship, when Emily and Michael realized that their constant approach was unsustainable, they sought for help and made changes to revitalize their relationship and restore their marriage in peace. This step helped them to transform their relationship, and I will share with you some of the strategies they used. So the first thing they did was they had open and honest discussion. That's number one thing they did. They had to pause and say, where do we come from and where are we heading? Let's have a discussion. What is happening here in our marriage? So they began by having candid conversation about their workload, about their stress levels, about how it was impacting their marriage and their family life. They realized that both felt overwhelmed and needed to address these issues together. Okay? And so these discussions were crucial in identifying their priority and making the necessary adjustment that is needed at that time in the marriage. So to manage the busy schedules, the second thing they did was to create a shared calendar. So after having that discussion, they know where this stress is coming from, or they know what they can do. That's okay. One thing we can do again from having this discussion is to create a shared calendar. So to manage their busy schedules more effectively, Emily and Michael created a shared family calendar. They use it to track their commitment, their work commitment, children's activities, and important family events. So they allow them to plan ahead, coordinate their schedules, and even avoid conflict or missed commitments. And the third thing they did was designating family time. We're going to have family day, family time together, okay? And everyone needs to plan ahead of it. So they established a dedicated family time each week. Whether it was a Sunday afternoon acting, or a regular family dinner, they made it a priority to spend quality time together. Okay? So they also implemented a tech-free zone during family time. We're not going to use any technology, any phone, nothing. Just us. Let's have good time with each other. Let's have quality time with each other. And the fourth thing they decided to do was to dedicate and seek help. To hire a part-time housekeeper to help with cleaning and other household tasks. They also reached out to relatives to occasionally babysit their kids to allow them focus on their careers and personal time together without any kind of interruption. So the fifth thing they did was they set boundaries. Setting of boundaries is also very crucial. They did that. And both Emily and Michael learned to set clear boundaries between work and personal life. Emily started leaving work at reasonable hour, and Michael, negotiated with his employer to reduce his travel schedules. They made a conscious effort to avoid bringing work home. Any work that is not done in the office should remain there. Okay, once we are leaving the office, we are coming to meet our family and to spend quality time with our family. We're not going to come back with a transfer load or work to the house. Okay, so everything stays in the office. And then the sixth thing they did was couples time, which is a very good one. But because of busy schedules, people don't normally create the time to spend together. Maybe evening or maybe watching TV and doing stuff. But they had to do that because their marriage was suffering. So they scheduled regular date nights to reconnect and enjoy each other's company without the distraction of work and family duties. This date night became a cherished routine that helped them maintain their relationship intimacy and enjoyment. So this is very crucial. When they set the time they set aside to be together with Emily and her husband to be together. So I love it, and it worked for them. Okay, so by making these changes, Emily and Michael significantly improved their family life and relationship. They found a better balance between their personal and professional responsibilities. Their communication improved, and they felt more connected as a couple and even as a family. which is crucial, which is important. I love it. Okay? The next thing is that they discover that with thoughtful planning and dedication of duties and commitment to spending quality time together, they could manage their busy lives while nurturing their relationship and family. Emily and Michael's story illustrates the importance of balancing family responsibilities with personal and professional life. You can do both together if you're able to put things in their perspectives. If you're able to have a good plan and a good conversation around things. Effective communication and planning and even setting boundaries are the key to managing these demands. Okay? And so if you find yourself struggling with this similar story or challenge that I have just shared here, consider evaluating your priorities, setting clear boundaries, and seeking support when needed. A successful marriage requires important skills and understanding, wisdom, and even intentional effort. It's about knowing the right behaviors and lifestyle that support the marriage journey, and also being mindful of the various responsibilities that come with it. So, by working together and making intentional changes, you can create a more fulfilling and balanced family life. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your own experiences and questions. Thank you. Bye. I will see you in my next video.